All right, game 3 tonight. So fired up for this. My buddy Nick Wright, first things first, co-host. Let's bring him on via the Coward Global Satellite Network. All right, we got 3 things to hit on. Let's first start with this. I led my show with it. I agree with Charles Barkley. Durant's amazing and a quality guy, but I think New York could be a disaster. He's arguing with teenagers online. I don't always agree with Barkley. I kind of agree, Nick. What say you?
All right, so sometimes I think you being, not an older guy, but an elder statesman to me presents enormous advantages. Like, I think your advice to Baker Mayfield at the top of the show, he will wish one day he heeded it. And I love Baker, but that is the advice of a veteran, of someone who's seen things. I also think there are some disadvantages, and here's one of them. Man, New York media is something media folks think is a real thing, and folks that played in Barkley's era think is a real thing. You think Kevin Durant cares what's on the back page of the New York Post? No, he cares what's on the front page of Bleacher Report. You cannot have more people following a team than he's dealing with right now with the Warriors in the Bay Area. I love Frank Isola, but I don't think he's going to make Kevin Durant's free agent decision any harder. So I think the New York media is more of a relic of what was when you didn't have the NBA at the heights that it is now, the internet media being so important, and the international contingent being so important. So I think Kevin Durant, the fact that he argues with teenagers online speaks to the point there's nowhere he can go and hide because he seeks it out. But I don't think the New York media is actually going to be much worse or different than what he's dealt with in these last 3 years playing for one of the greatest teams we've ever had. And as you put it, the Bay Area is not Bismarck. It's a pretty big market itself.
Okay, I said at the top of the show, you got to be able to take a trade to your owner and say, at least, I think we won the trade. I don't think the Celtics, I don't think Rich Paul and AD are going to consider them. I think it's coming down to the Knicks. It's coming down to the Clippers. It's coming down to the Lakers. And what I said is, I believe Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, and a 4 pick for the Pelicans. You can take that to Gail Benson and say, we won the trade. And then Rob Pelinka could go to Jeannie and say, I got you a 2nd star, and I kept Kuzma, who, unlike Brandon Ingram's, never hurt. I think the Lakers have a shot here. What do you think, Nick?
So, listen, I think the Celtics, you can cross them off the list because unless Kyrie stays, and he's not, then Danny Ainge is not going to include Tatum. So take them off the list. The Clippers, I don't think, have the draft pick assets. We do have to keep in mind that David Griffin, before he took this job, when he was in the media, he said exactly what he would want if he were trading away Anthony Davis. Now he's going to be in position to trade away Anthony Davis. He talked about a blue chip lottery pick, a player that was a blue chip lottery pick that has all-star potential and potentially a veteran. So now the only way the Knicks can trump the Lakers offer is if the Pelicans are in love with RJ Barrett. Because if you look at the Knicks' top 3 young players, Knox, Ntilikina, Mitchell Robinson, even if you have the most pessimistic view of Ingram, Ball, Kuzma, the Lakers win all of those 1 for 1, 2 for 2, 3 for 3.
Yep. So
you have to just love RJ Barrett compared to who you would take it for, whether that's Reddish, Darius Garland, whomever, the DeAndre Hunter, whomever you would take it for. So I think if it's a Knicks-Lakers situation, the Lakers are in the advantageous position. Now, I think they might have to include Kuzma or Hart to go along with Ball and Ingram, but I think they do that in a heartbeat. But I heard right when I got off the air today from someone within the Nets that if the Nets sign Kyrie, they are already putting together the trade packages to where they could then try to trade for Anthony Davis. A lot of dominoes have to fall into place, and I don't know if the Nets can beat the Lakers or Knicks offer because they don't have a top 5 pick. It depends on what you think of their young players. But the Brooklyn Nets would be interested in doing what the Celtics wanted to do, which is pair Kyrie and Anthony Davis.
Let's shift to this game 3 tonight. I thought it looks like Steve Kerr said Durant's going to practice. Okay, so I'm going to get Durant in this series. Now, it may be game 5, 6, 7, but with Boogie's emergence, I thought he was terrific the other night. Got 28 minutes instead of 20. KD's coming back. Could I not make an argument? Sit Klay tonight. Hamstrings can be very easily re-aggravated. Roll with it tonight at home. Iggy, Draymond, Steph, Boogie, and then come back in game 4 with the whole crew healthier. What do you think?
Well, I think that might be what they do, and I think you can make the argument for doing it. But if Klay Thompson does not play tonight, the Warriors cannot win. I know you have dipped your toe in the gambling waters as of late. I'm telling you right now, if Klay Thompson is ruled out, I am putting the maximum allowable wager on however I wager, we don't need to get into that, on the Toronto Raptors. The Warriors have struggled scoring with both Splash Brothers out there. We saw what happened to their offense the moment Klay Thompson went to the bench with injury with 8 minutes left in that fourth quarter. The only reason the Raptors didn't come back and steal that game is because their offense, they went 3 for 16 the rest of the way once Klay went out, even though they had a fresh Kawhi. Steph, they don't need Klay to be great to beat the Raptors, but they need Klay to be out there. They need someone else that can draw defense away to where there's some spacing. I think Toronto is too good of a defense for it to be Steph Curry and others. And while we were really impressed by Boogie's 28 minutes, 11, 10, and 6, the Warriors themselves thought he could only play 20 minutes that game. We can't now just say he's going to be able to play 30. If Klay doesn't play and the Warriors win, this will be one of the most impressive wins of the Steph Curry, Draymond era. Those are the two tent poles of this dynasty, the two most important members of this dynasty. If they find a way to win with no Klay, no KD, Looney's out, Boogie's limited, Iggy's limited, it will be a remarkable victory to me. But Klay has played in 120 of 120 playoff games. I don't think that streak ends tonight. I think he finds a way to get out there.
By the way, before we go, I have to say this because, you know, I am your mentor, as you put it. You are a hit record away from being Justin Bieber. Whatever you're doing with your hair, your beautiful wife, you are a style master. I'm so proud of you. Could you acknowledge the other person in your life and what she's doing to your appearance? Because seriously...
Okay.
You're a melody away.
Yeah, listen, my wife, after a decade of prodding, I think this is my 4th straight appearance. My wife has made a cameo, if you will, on this show. Credit to you for that. Listen, after a decade of prodding, I've grown my hair out. Now, the only reason that I'm glad you brought it up is because my television partner, my brother, a man I'd lay down in traffic for, Chris Carter, has been telling the audience this is a toupee. Damn it, America, the hair is real. I don't know if it's good or not, but it ain't no damn toupee. He tells them I'm 5'9", which I'm not. I'm just under 6'1", and I wear a toupee. Neither are true. Both. Well, the hair's the credit to my wife. The height is just how I was. So thank you, Colin. You're right. Yeah. And if anyone I can take hair advice from, it's Colin Cowherd.
My buddy Nick Wright. Good seeing you. First things first with Chris Carter, Jenna Wolf. Good
guys.
stuff.
Later on.
No, it's not. I've had people say that to me before. Is that a toupee? And I always say, stars leave. There's a reason. three guys